What the fuck is discipline and focus? What's up, MVA fam? Today I want to talk about the next part of the series of personal growth, and that is discipline and focus. Now, last week we talked about goal setting, so this feeds into goal setting, right? And will help you achieve those goals. Actually, that is really the literal thing that you really need is discipline and focus, or else you won't achieve anything, right? So let me put in perspective for you, right? You might have heard, if you do any personal growth at all, you might have heard that the richest place in the entire world is the graveyard, right? Because all those, all the ideas died with the people that, died, right? That are in those graveyards, right? Those ideas, those brainchilds, those inventions, all those philosophies and ideals that could have happened and become real, right? Those goals that could have happened, those achievements that could have happened, died with a person that carried them because they did not have the discipline or the focus to achieve those things or bring those ideals from their mind into reality, so that all may benefit, right? Because they lack these two things, discipline and focus. So I want you to do something. Oh, and by the way, yeah, I'm being gross. I'm wearing like the same shirt as last week. Hey, whatever. Shameless plug. I love our shirts. So, musclevisionathletics.com. So, get yours today. But anyways, like I was saying, I want you to try something, okay? And by no disrespect, go up to all the 30 or 40 or 50 year olds, your elders, right? Because most of us are college students. Go up to your elders and ask them, hey, when you were 5 or 6 years old, or 7 or 10 years old, right? Is this where, or in college, actually, better yet, in college, right? Did you imagine yourself, and 95% of the time, and I've done this too personally with the people in my life, 95% of the time they're going to be like, no, I thought I was going to be somewhere else in life. I thought I was going to be healthier, more in shape. I thought I was going to have more money saved in the bank. I thought I was going to live a less stressful lifestyle. I thought I would have a vacation place in Maui by now. All these goals that didn't come into fruition is because of a lack of discipline and focus, right? And it's kind of a scare tactic. I share this with you because I don't want you to repeat it. I'm damn sure I'm not going to repeat that, right? So that's why we personally grow, MVA fam, right? That's why we're here. So, like I was saying, there's really two types of people in the world. There is the undisciplined and then the disciplined. I'll simplify it for you, right? And the undisciplined, right? You have friends like this, or maybe you yourself are like this too, right? Or maybe you want to change and turn a new leaf. Well, that's why I'm here for you, right? That's why we're here together. Is the undisciplined, aka the lazy, right? Sitting on the couch, and oh man, it's supposed to be leg day today. Well, guess what? I'm gonna skip it, right? I'm gonna skip leg day. You're gonna look like an upside down triangle. I'm just saying. Because of a lack of discipline, all these things, all these actions that could have happened to achieve these goals don't end up happening. So an individual, excuse me, wow, an individual, right, would achieve less in life because they made the conscientious choice not to do a certain action to create a result. Does that make sense? Right. All right, we have friends like this, right? They're called mooches, lazy people, whatever. We all have that friend. Now we have the disciplined people, and those are the people that we see achieving great things, inventing new things, right? They have all sorts of great things going for them. We all have friends like this as well, or we admire those types of people. Well, guess what? They've personally grown themselves to perform at that level. Now, How do we have this discipline focus? Okay, and the way to do that is by reviewing your goals, like I talked about last video, right? And if you did not see that video, well, you need to subscribe and click on this annotation right here. Not here on my nose, I meant here, right? Now, review your goals. And now I want to introduce a new concept to you, is your circle of influence. You might have heard this through personal growth as well. You are a summation of the top 5 people, give or take, 5 people that you choose to spend the most time with, right? So that means if you hang out with mostly lazy people that smoke weed all the time or whatever, you know, 420, guess what? You're gonna turn into a pothead, an underachieving person, right? I'm not saying just because you're a pothead means you're like an whatever, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, if you hang out with potheads, you become pothead, right? If you hang out with mostly entrepreneurs, entrepreneurial people, well, guess what? You're gonna have an entrepreneurial mindset because it floods your environment, right? Because you spend the most time with those types of people. So what I'm saying is, MVA fam, is that the people that you spend the most time with, if they are not good influences of your life, right, and your goals that you've achieved for yourself and who you want to become, best version of yourself, better version of yourself, stronger version of yourself, cut them out. You're saying, Patrick, hold on, wait a second, right? Those are people that are dear and close to my heart. All right, well, we all have to make those hard choices, because to have discipline and focus, one must make sacrifices. Sacrifices to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, because leadership skills will tell you that the higher that you climb in the leadership ladder, the more sacrifices and discipline and focus that you need in your life, right? To achieve those things, those goals. They're big goals. So, circle of influence, right? Cut off the negativity. Do whatever you need to do to cut those people out from influencing your life and your life decisions so you can achieve more. Does that make sense? Hope so. All right, because your mind is like a garden. And work with me here, MVA fam. All right, your mind is like a garden. And you are the gardener, right? And you create this garden, you plant what you want to plant, you cultivate what you want to cultivate in the garden of your mind, right? All these ideas, philosophies, inner thoughts is your own doing. Now, once you go on vacation for a while, right? Well, guess what? What happens to the garden? You go off for a while, what's there when you return? Well, a bunch of weeds, and those weeds can take form, take root, and multiply into something you can't handle, and it takes over your garden. Those weeds are negative thoughts, people. So guard the garden of your mind. So what would a good gardener do? You pull them out, right? It's the same thing with negative thoughts. It's the same with undisciplined thoughts, right? Discipline and focus. Keep laser focus on your goals, be disciplined and focused, and pull those weeds out of your mind. Keep those positive thoughts, right? And we do that through personal growth. That's why we're here, right? We do that by feeding our mind with literature, personal growth literature, right? Like this one, literature, right? Or like YouTube videos or something like that, right? Watch speakers, people that know what the heck they're talking about. You fill your mind because your perception is your reality. We'll talk about that later. The next thing we're going to talk about is a concept. It's an inner philosophy in your mind that I want you to adapt, or adopt, really. If you want to achieve your goals, right, if you want to personally grow with me, right, this is something that I utilize every day that a wise man once told me. And it is the concept of compartmentalizing your life. It's all about discipline and focus, right? So let me put it in an analogy form, because that's what I like to do for you. Right? For instance, some people live their lives like spaghetti. Let me explain what I mean. Right? They let certain things intertwine and affect other aspects of their life. You know who I'm talking about. Maybe you yourself are like this and you want to fix it. Good. For instance, if you got in a fight with your girlfriend or boyfriend that morning and you go to work and it affects your performance at work, right? Or you go to school and it affects your performance at school. Well, guess what? Your attitude is also affecting other people, by the way. Don't forget that. But you see how it feeds into other aspects of your life. You get in a car crash, or that negativity feeds into the rest of your day, and then it turns into 2 days, and then 3 days, and the week, and maybe you have a severe, crazy fight and break up with your significant other. And that negativity again spreads into months, maybe even years. You don't get over it. That is living your life like spaghetti. Right? All that spaghetti. It all intertwines. Right? It all intertwines. It's a big mess. You can see there is no focus. This is not where focus takes place. This is not where creativity takes place. It's not where you can perform at your best, MVA fan. Because if you choose to live life that certain way, right, it all becomes tangled. You can't think clearly. Right? You can't perform with your absolute best, right, to achieve what you want to achieve. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Some people, the highest achievers that I've learned from, or you may learn from, right, live life like a waffle. Okay, let me explain what I mean. Right? Like a waffle. They have their objectives. For instance, each cell, if you think about a waffle, right, each cell is like a task that needs to be done. And unlike the spaghetti thing going on, right, with compartmentalizing your life in a waffle, right, you got tasks here. Let's say, for instance, some adversity happens in that first task of the day, right? For instance, you get into that fight with your boyfriend or girlfriend over some stupid crap like Cheerios or whatever. I don't know. Who cares? Someone ate all the Cheerios. Whatever. And you got to go to work, or you got to go to school, right? Well, compartmentalizing, oh, you got in a bad fight right here, oh, you're super pissed off, and then boom, you go to school. Guess what? It's separated. It's cut off, right? And sure, it takes discipline and focus, right, to make sure that one does not emotionally affect the next event, right? And then the next thing you got to do, oh, you got to go home and you got to do your homework. Oh, boom. Next compartment. You don't think about anything that happened previous, right? Emotionally affecting your performance on that specific task, everybody. That's the biggest thing. Now, oh, you got to go to the gym. Oh, you don't think about homework. You don't think about the fight that you had this morning with your boyfriend or girlfriend, Lucy, Susan, whatever the heck, right? You're thinking about that workout, so you have the best workout ever, and that only happens with focus and compartmentalization. And then maybe that night, oh, boom, next compartment, I don't know, you go have fun with your friends. You go out, time night out, right, with your pump that you got at the gym. Think about it. And by the way, you're having a great time, and the only way to have a great time and have fun and focusing on the present. See, that's what I'm talking about. Focusing on the present is when you don't let anything else previously that happened or any thoughts bug your mind, right? Again, those weeds, pull them out, right? Be aware of those things by compartmentalizing your life. See, that's what high achievers do. They don't live with the whole spaghetti notion, nay, I don't know if you see that, X, but they live with the waffle notion, okay? And so the next video, we're going to be talking about how to live life according to the waffle, basically, right? With the difference between fulfillment and pleasure, right? So we're going to be talking about that in the next video. The right here, here's the link, right here to the next video. Gonna be right here for you. Go ahead and click that. Right? If you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. If you didn't, there's something wrong with you. Now, I want to have an open dialogue with you, so MVA fam, feel free to leave comments down in the section below, and have a good discussion with each other, okay? Talk about your thoughts on these philosophies and how you've grown. I am interested to know. MVA fam, we are interested to know how you grow on a daily basis, so feel free to have that open dialogue. Until next time, MVA fam, peace.